I don't know what color Jesus was.
Come here and find out then. That's the problem with our people. You don't know, but you don't want to stop and learn. Follow the commandments, guess what? God ain't gonna deal with you because you on your own terms. Be ye not of your own thinking. What's your question, brother? That's your culture. Where you from, my brother? You're from Jamaica? Your culture is statutes and commandments in this Bible. You are the tribe of Benjamin just like he is. That's the West Indians. How were you brought to that land? What did the Most High God use to create man? Huh? Did he use himself to create man? So God took his meat and said, I'm creating Adam?
You said that,
Exactly, but he used things. What did the Most High God use, brother, to create man? Huh?
Genesis chapter 2 and 7. And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostril the breath of life.
Okay, so Most High created man from the dirt of the ground. This was the Garden of Eden. The dirt. When you dig, the deeper you dig, the darker it gets. Indication. If he's going to use dirt, he could have used many things. He could have used a green leaf. He could have used the branch. He could have used anything, any stone. But he said, I use the dirt of the ground. They made in his image. So what is that saying about God himself? What is his color? He's a black man.
That's right.
Let's go to Jeremiah 14. Right? Let's see. We're going to get more because a lot of people want to escape the color thing in the Bible. Christ has no color. He was a spirit. That's a lie. Who taught us that? The Christian church. Because the ones who was teaching them, when you go to theology school, it's the white man's school. Hold on, listen to this before you go. It's the white man's school that teach us everything we know. And this is what they teach you. Read that.
Jeremiah chapter 14 verse 2.
Judah mourned. Out of the 12 tribes, Judah is the so-called black America. Today, they are the so-called black. That's the tribe of Judah. Judah mourning, meaning that they're in tribulation, they're in hunger and poverty. Read.
And the gates thereof language.
Their leaders, when it says the gates thereof, a gate is put around the house to do what? Somebody go, oh. What is a gate? Why do you put a fence around your house? To block it, to protect it. The gates of Judah, the leaders of Judah, like today, our leaders, they language. Our Al Sharpton, our Jesse Jackson, they not doing nothing for us, right? Obama ain't doing nothing for us. He legalized homosexual marriage. What is that doing for your household? Read.
They are black onto the ground.
They are what?
They are black onto the ground.
Who's black onto the ground? Read it from the top.
Judah mourned.
The tribe of Judah. In those days, there was three before Israel divided. Two kingdoms. You had the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. The northern kingdom was the Hispanic, so-called Hispanic people we know of today. The southern kingdom was Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. So me as a Levi, the brother as a Judah, and you as a Benjamin, we were known as the kingdom of Judah. So when it says Judah mourned, it's talking about the first three people.
That's right.
Read it again.
Judah mourned.
Judah mourned.
And the gates thereof language. They are black unto the ground.
They are what?
They are black unto the ground.
Chapter 30, verse 30. It's making reference. God created us from the dust of the ground. Here you have the prophet Jeremiah prophesying in a time of tribulation to his people, saying that we are in poverty, we are hungry, our leaders ain't doing nothing. And he describes the people. They are black onto the ground. So it goes to show them color is important. Job, let's hear it from another prophet.
Job, chapter 30, verse 30.
Read.
my skin is black upon me.
My skin is black upon me. Job is saying, what about his skin, brother? I'll ask you a question. What is Job saying about his skin? He's a prophet saying my skin is black, indicating he's a dark-skinned man.
That's right.
He said man is created by dirt, right?
Right.
So if we're created by dirt, which is dark.
I wasn't expecting that question.
That's a beautiful question. That's a beautiful question. Now, before I answer that question, I just want to kill the doctrines. All right, so let's do it step by step. I know you don't follow him, but let's see. Sister, let me ask you a question. Who's this? My brother, who's this? Who's this, sister? See how people run? Who's this, brother? We don't know. Nobody on this. Let's get to it. Revelation, verse 1.
Revelation 1:1. The revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave unto him.
So the word revelation is to reveal. So Christ is revealing to John, his servant, of the coming. Right? Read.
Verse 14. His head and his hairs were white like wool.
Who on the face of this earth has woolly hair texture? Wool, the texture of the hair of a sheep. Curly, the black man. Restart and read it again.
Revelation 1, verse 14.
Read.
His head and his hairs were white like wool.
He had gray hair. White, meaning when you see somebody gray hair look white. We're not saying this is Christ, but from the description that we get in here, you tell me which one added more to the scriptures. All right? So now, hair white as wool. Stringy long dog hair. Read.
As white as snow.
As white as snow. The color of his hair. Read on.
And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes as a flame of fire. Did it say blue eyes? Did it say green eyes? As flame of fire. Now, does it mean literal fire was coming out of his eye? What would that be pertaining to? What would that be meaning? Look at it. His eyes as flame of fire. Knowledge. We won't call it stress, we call it knowledge. But look at it. 42, Genesis 49, verse 12.
Genesis
We're going to
49.
find out why Christ's eyes was red as flame of fire. Read.
His eyes shall be red with wine.
His eyes shall be red with wine. Christ drunk wine in moderation. He wasn't a wine bibber, he wasn't a drunkard. When we drink wine, don't your eyes get red? If you drinking wine or you drinking strong drinks, everybody was like, yo, you was drinking? Why? Because they see your eyes is glossy and it's red when you drink wine. So the reason why it says his eyes was as flame of fire, his eyes was red because he drank wine. Read on. This man have red eyes as flame of fire? No, read on.
And his feet
And his feet
like unto fine brass.
like onto fine brass. What color is brass? Huh? Brown. Copper. What color is a penny? Brown. A new penny is what? Shiny. What an old penny look like? Dark. So let's see how dark it got. Read.
And his feet like unto fine brass, as if they burned in the furnace.
So his feet was the same. Is your feet the same color as the rest of your body? Yes. So now it's talking about his feet. That means his feet is going to look like the rest of his body, as if it were burnt in a furnace. You put the same copper in a furnace. What color is it green? Huh? Nah. Because that's how they clean copper. That's how they polish copper. Put it in hot fire. But when they put it in there and burn, what color does it turn? You put a piece of metal, piece of gold, anything. You bake it in the oven, right? Let's say you baking some muffin, some bread. Let it burn. What color is it going to turn, brother? Black. So he said his skin is after burned in the furnace. Christ is black. There's no way around it. This is the book of Revelation. Revelation. Every denomination out this book in their church, they use it. But guess what? They go around the fact that God in Christ is a black man. That he says. Now we're going to prove to you God. Remember, God said he made us in his image. Correct? Made us in his image. Now we're going to see, does the image of Christ we just read, does it coincide with the image of God? Now the prophet Daniel had the same vision that John had. We're going to see what Daniel saw.
Daniel chapter 7 verse 9. And I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit.
The term ancient, what does it mean? Long ago. Now, after ancient says the Ancient of Days, who is that referring to? That means back in the days, who created the days? Read that again. So let's connect these words. It's great. It says that because our people will read and write over in school. Every time I read, stumble across the word and said skip, my teacher said stop. Go in the dictionary. Because if you skip that word, you're not going to understand what the whole phrase is saying. Daniel beheld till the Ancient of Days. Ancient, read that again.
I beheld till the thrones were cast down.
All the governments of this world is going to be thrown down.
And the Ancient of Days did sit.
The Ancient of Days
did sit.
Who created days, sister? God. Now, let's skip to the next word. The Ancient of Days did what? Sit. So, they say God is a spirit. If he's a spirit, how he's going to sit? If he's going to sit, that means he has a what? A chair is meant for what? What's put in the chair? And your butt is part of your what? So God has a body. This is how our people just read this and skip over it. The Ancient of Days, God was there before days because he created days. He said, did sit. So God has a body.
That's right.
And he sat down on a throne. Read on.
Whose garment?
Whose garment? Another indication that he has a body. If there's a ghost, you throw clothes on him, what's going to happen? He doesn't have no body to wear that clothes. His garment, read.
Whose garment was white as snow.
White as snow.
And the hair of his head.
The hair. So now Daniel saw the vision of God. He saw God's hair. Remember we read how Christ's hair looked, right? Read.
And the hair of his head like the pure wool.
Like the pure wool. Brothers and sisters, do we know the textures of wool? What animal has woolly texture hair? Wool, where does wool come from? Sheep. Now, would you consider this to be woolly hair? Sister, brother, would you consider this to be woolly hair? This is us it's talking about. So I just read for the brother in Genesis, the creation of man. God said, let us make men in our image. Now we went to 3 scriptures. I don't know if you guys was listening. We went to Revelations. We saw Christ had woolly hair, white as snow. We're not saying this is Christ, but it's more accurate than what the white man has been giving our people all these years. Why do you put red eyes on Christ? Because that's what the prophecy says. You didn't hear it? Read it again for us.
Revelation chapter 1 and verse 14.
Listen to this. This is what the prophecy said. We give you a depiction of what's in the Bible. They give you a depiction of something that look like them. Most of us out here today, this is your God. Why? It's not your God, right? We're going to find out. We're going to, who's this? Who's this?
Painter's cousin.
The painter's cousin? You close, but you ain't there yet. You close. Stick around, bro. Don't go nowhere. Read that for the sisters.
Revelation chapter 1 verse 14.
We are not worshiping these images. Our people are visual. A lot of people come and say, well, The Bible said you should not worship no image. I see a whole bunch of image. We're not worshiping these images. Our people is visual people. We can read it to you, but you got to make a connection with what you're hearing and what you see. That's what the white man has done to all of you. He made a connection with the lies and the division. He made you see everybody in the Bible was white. So now you believe it. But now we got these images that make the connection to our people that he's been lying to you. Why is his eyes red? Read it.
His head and his eye and his hairs were white like wool.
Just like God in Daniel, read.
As white as snow. And his eyes were as a flame of fire.
His eyes were as a flame of fire. Does this image show you red eye as a flame of fire? Yeah, all types of. This one is blue. This one is oranges. This one is a different color. Our people don't have green blue eyes unless we were mixed with a different culture, right? So the reason why his eyes was red, who knows what was Christ's first miracle? Exactly. Christ drunk wine. How was his first miracle? Genesis 49:12. No, I'm in the school. Oh. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 6 and verse 22. Verse 21. So Solomon overlaid the house within with pure gold.
So this is talking about the temple in Jerusalem, Solomon built. So the temple was overlaid in and out with gold. Because they built it with wood, but it was overlaid with gold. Right? Read.
And he made a partition by the chains of gold before the oracle.
Okay.
And he overlaid it with gold.
So everything within the temple was overlaid with gold. Read.
Verse 22. And the whole house he overlaid with gold until he had finished all the house. Also, the whole altar was by the oracle. He overlaid with gold. Verse 23. And within the oracle, he made...
Within the oracle, within the inside of the church,
he made 2 cherubim.
Stop. What are cherubim? Huh? Cherubim are angels. Angels. There was different titles for angels. Seraphim, cherubim. He made 2 cherubim. Because each category of angels got a different number of wings. That's how you know which angel is a seraphim, which is a cherubim. So he made cherubims in the temple.
Of olive tree, each 10 cubits high.
So within the temple there were imagery. But what you didn't find is nobody was going in front of the angels, in front of the statues and bow down and say, oh, cherubim, bless me. No, everybody was facing east, praising the Most High God. But there's always been imagery within our congregation. So it's a righteous thing to have those images. What you cannot do is what the Catholics do, go and bow down and pray to Saint Mary, Saint Joseph, Saint this, Saint that. You're not supposed to do that. Huh? That you... No, it's not. The Holy Bible never tell you to kneel down in front of a statue. It forbids you to kneel down in front of statues, but you can have imagery.
Is it a statue or image?
Deal with Exodus.
No. You ask a good question, he's going to answer it.
This is the laws, the 10 commandments. Read.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 4. Thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. Thou shalt not bow down to them.
What's the key word right here? We should not make any graven image. Don't make anything that looks from the sky or from the beneath. To not do what? Exactly, that's how you worship. When you go into church, you see everybody going to church, they get on their knees, they bowing down, worshiping these images. The purpose of these images is not for us to bow down to it, it's for us to make a connection of what's been written hundreds and hundreds of years ago, that these prophets are you and I.
Today, you have the Pope in Washington, D.C.
Right, right.
They had a parade for that's worshiping a man. We do not worship no man nor statue. We only follow the Bible.
May I ask you a question? Now, where did they, King James Version, right? Now, where did they get the basis of that right in the Bible?
The basis. Now you got to understand the difference between an author and an authorizer. Who can help me with that?
Now, I understand what you mean. It was literature already.
So you break it down. Hold on. I'm answering your question.
Yeah.
But our people like to run through words. You got to slow down and break down those words
Right,
to see where. What is the job of an author?
No, break it down to me. I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
An author is going to publish certain literature. That's my works. I did it. I'm the author of this literature.
Okay.
An authorizer, like when you have the publishing rights nowadays, you have to get permission from the author to publish the book. That's the job of the authorizer. He's going to give the authority to duplicate this writing. So King James, he authorized 12 of the most intelligent Hebrew scholars to translate the Bible from Hebrew to English. He authorized it. King James never wrote the Bible. When you read the Zondervan Bible Dictionary, go under Bible and read, and it's going to show you all these types of Bible. It goes King James, and then all these great schools and scholars you hear now, Harvard, Westminster, Cambridge, all these people it's a family lineage. You don't think the people that owns Harvard today, you don't think it's a family business? They're not going to let you come and own Harvard. It's the same scholars from then that he used to translate the Bible.
I understand what you're saying, but back in the Egyptian time.
Back in the Egyptian time.
Okay. They was the highest with all knowledge.
No, they were not.
Oh, they wasn't?
No, they were not. King Solomon was. King Solomon was the most knowledgeable man in the face of this earth. Who was King Solomon's father?
I don't know.
You don't know?
No.
King David. And what is King David? What was King David? What was his heritage, King David?
I don't know.
He was a Jew from the tribe of Judah.
Yeah.
That was his son Solomon that gained the throne after his death. He was a black man. There's no such thing as black Jews because the original people are black. Of this Bible are black. The Israelites are black. The prophets are black.
Right.
Christ is black.
That's right.
God is black.
Right.
We got to get that through your head.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.